The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
How are you all? Hope all are doing well. Your exams will start next week. Go through the lessons thoroughly and study well. Try to wake up early in the morning and do your work on time. Okay. In the previous class, we learned about colonial rule and nationalism and social reform movements. Today we will move on to the next topic of this lesson, the press and the unity of India. Look at the news report given in your textbook. Go through it. Here is a good example of the role of newspapers in fostering national sentiment. This is a news item that appeared in the Sulabh Samachar, an earlier newspaper from Bengal. This news covers the plight of the Indians under the British rule. The newspapers in that period reported many such issues in the society. All the newspapers of that time played a vital role in inculcating national consciousness in the people. Newspapers took over the responsibility to awaken the public opinion, training and coordination. During that time, many newspapers were started under the patronage of respected and courageous journalists. The slogan of the Indian press was to oppose, to oppose, to oppose again. എതിർക്ക എതിർക്ക വീണ്ടും എതിർക്കുക എന്നതായിരുന്നു അവരുടെ മുദ്രാവാക്യം. എന്തുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും അങ്ങനെ? The newspapers of that time were able to form an anti-British attitude among the people and spread the national struggle. Let us see what did the newspapers do during freedom movement. Role of newspapers during freedom movement: disseminated information on massacres, oppression and repressive rule in various parts of the country. Motivated the people to protest against the British rule and evils in Indian society. Created public awareness on economic exploitation by the British. Popularized reformative movements against social evils and superstitions. Kept abreast of the global agitations for freedom, democracy and equality. Reported the calamities like plague and famines that kill thousands of Indians in various regions. As you know, the role of newspapers today brings news to people in different parts of the world, conducted opinion polls to strengthen democracy. All actions and policies of the government are subject to criticism, bringing new knowledge to the people, to make people aware of social issues. These are the major functions of the newspapers today. Indian leaders mostly depended newspapers to propagate the nationalistic ideologies. They considered journalism as a social service. Newspapers criticized the British policies and motivated national movement. Do you know who is the first person start newspaper in India with a national perspective? Yes, Rajaram Mohan Roy. Rajaram Mohan Roy was the first to start newspaper with a national perspective. He started two newspapers, Sampath Kaumudi and Miratul Akbar. his Sambat Kaumudi in Bengali and Miratul Akbar in Persian focused on social reformation, democracy and nationalism. Fascinated by his activities, many reformers and national leaders published newspaper in regional languages. Look at the table. These are the important newspapers the leaders of India started at that time. Do you know what the British did when they realized that the newspapers were influencing the people? Yes, the British imposed stringent measures to control them. The Vernacular Press Act enacted by Lord Lytton in 1878 was one of them. It carved freedom of press in regional languages. ന്യൂസ്പേപ്പർ നമ്മളുടെ ജനങ്ങളെ ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയപ്പോൾ ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഗവൺമെൻറ് പ്രാദേശിക പത്ര നിരോധന നിയമം കൊണ്ടുവന്നു. അതോടെ ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് പ്രാദേശിക ഭാഷയിൽ പത്രങ്ങൾ പബ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയാതെ വന്നു. But the British withdrew the act after a massive protest. During those days, protection, circulation and reading newspapers were considered to be a part of Indian freedom struggle. Now we move on to the next topic, education for the nation. Look at the quotes of the Indian leaders related to education are given in your textbook. Go through it. From this observation, we can understand the role of education to bring about changes in the society, to maintain unity, to understand the atrocities and cruelties and exploitation of the British. The idea put forward by the Oriental education is to preserve and nurture Indian culture, heritage and nationalism instead of Western education. They imparted secular education to all sections of the society. Example, the Deccan Education Society founded in 1884 in Pune by G.G. Agarkar, Balagangadhara Tilak and Mahadeva Govind Ranade was one of such education institutions established with a nationalistic perspective. The founders were well aware that education was inevitable in the socio-economic and cultural progress of the country. The Swadeshi movement, which started after the partition of Bengal in 1905, influenced to found many education institutions for the propagation of nationalism. Let us see which were the important education institutions started at that time. Examples, Deccan Education Society, Women University, Vishwabharati University, Jamia Millia Islamia, Kerala Kalamandalam and Varda Education Plan. Let us discuss in detail. D.K. Karve started the first women university in Maharashtra in 1916. He was motivated by the concept that education had important role in women empowerment. The major objectives of education institutions were propagation of nationalism, opposition to social evils, and rejection of Western culture. Another important institution, Vishwabharati University, founded by Rabindranath Tagore in Bengal, focused on universal brotherhood. Through this university, Tagore aimed that education would bridge Western and Eastern cultures. When the national movement became strong under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, a team led by Maulana Muhammad Ali, Shaukat Ali and Dr. Zakir Hussain and M.A. Ansari founded the Jamia Millia Islamia in Aligarh. The objective of this institution, the Jamia Millia Islamia, was to strengthen national movement through secular education. Do you know, during the British rule, what was the condition of our traditional art? Intrusion of Western art and education ruined Indian traditional arts. Many initiatives were taken to defend the cultural invasion and promote traditional arts. Example, establishment of Kerala Kalamandalam by Mahakavi Vallathol Narayana Menon. Apart from this, in 1937, Mahatma Gandhi proposed a special education plan. This is called Varda Education Plan. Its major objective was vocational education. He thought that vocational training during education would help to build up a good future. Gandhiji believed that such a generation could defend the British. അതായത് തൊഴിലധിഷ്ഠിത വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തോടൊപ്പം ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു കൈത്തൊഴിലും അഭ്യസിച്ചിരിക്കണം, പഠിച്ചിരിക്കണം. അങ്ങനെയുള്ളൊരു സമൂഹത്തിന് മാത്രമേ അന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് ബ്രിട്ടീഷ് ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിനെതിരെ ചെറുത്ത് നിൽക്കാൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പോരാടാൻ കഴിയൂ എന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം മനസ്സിലാക്കി. Oriental education flourished in India in the 19th century along with Indian national movement. The idea put forward by Oriental education is an attempt to preserve and nurture Indian culture, heritage and nationalism as an alternative to the Western education. Okay, what we have discussed today, the press and unity of India and education for the nation. I think it is clear. Go through the text well, clear your doubts and study well. Okay, bye.